Did you know a new bill is about to unleash $280 billion on a tiny corner of the tech market? It's already passed the House and the Senate, sending a massive bullish signal on some stocks in this sector. Now, I can see this huge shift of capital happening right now because of my new trading technology. It's pinpointing several potential triple-digit winners over the next few weeks. Click the button below you see on your screen or call the number below to find out more.
You know you want to click it. Click that button. But right now, we're going to be hanging out with Nick Black because we'll be talking about more cryptocurrencies. He's in a good mood. We're ready to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about heavyweights and everything going on in the crypto markets. Let's bring in Nick in 5, 4, 3, 2. What are you laughing at over there, Nick?
Say click that button again all creepy like you just did. You know you want to click it.
I didn't say anything creepy. I just said you want to click the button.
You know you want to click the button.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
You make click sound like it's a gooey move, like a
anything but.
You make clicking it sound like pork chop.
I love pork chop. Pork chop's kind of become a thing here, you know?
Pork chop is the man. It's going to be a sad day when pork chop
gets chopped. Yeah.
It's Christmas dinner.
Hey, Nick, what do we have in store here for today? What are we doing?
Well, first of all, pew pew.
You forgot the pews. That's the first
What was
time.
that noise? That was funny. There was a little like boop.
That's when your name
was
pops
that the
up.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It should be like dun, 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 dun.
No,
Some kind of like.
It's abrasive.
What?
It's abrasive.
We're gonna talk about crypto, hedge funds. We're gonna talk about Mastercard and Binance. Binance has a card, if you guys seen it floating around, that like now, I know Shiba Inu and all this, but they also have other assets that are on there. That's kind of cool, I guess, especially in countries and places where money's not as easy to access. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Coinbase stock doing pretty good, even though everybody's like Kathy Lee's and all the other Johnny-come-latelys like, it's over. Coinbase is dead. This was at like 57. I'm out. I'm Kathy and I'm out. Cool. Well, it's at 108, dummy, because they just partnered with BlackRock, dummy. Anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, we'll do a quick market review because that's kind of fun.
Oh, goody.
And we might even mention, did we get a number on the heavyweights today? We were at 577 yesterday.
No, Nick, we haven't yet gotten a number on the heavyweights, but I wanted to ask you because I haven't been around as much during your shows, and I miss you greatly. How is it going over there?
Don't you lie to me, Argentina.
I do very much miss
you. Wait,
you.
is that how that song goes? Don't lie to me,
Don't cry
Argentina.
for me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Yeah. Why would I?
You
know
weren't
that?
crying. You weren't crying.
No, I was joyous. But how has it been going in those back rooms with your heavyweights? Has it been great? Have you been loving it? Have they been loving it? What's going on?
We do all sorts of magical stuff in the back room you can't even imagine. It's like during Prohibition, and then there was those places you could go consume your illegal beverages. It's like that, but with money.
Oh, well, that sounds really great. That actually sounds amazing. So if you want to join Nick in Digital Heavyweights, there's a number on the screen to do so because he's live there.
We just turned this into an ad.
I'm getting good at doing that. Yeah.
And by we, I mean you.
Mm-hmm.
And by turned, I mean forced it.
We did. We forced it. So you know what?
Weird.
Let's get rid of the ad and let's get
You're like
into
Bill Cosby on a first date. Here, drink this.
No, I'm not like him at all. What's going on with the markets, Nick, in the digital asset market review?
When you want to take out of their vocabulary. All right. Looking at the markets. You're going to read all this stuff about how Bitcoin was fighting to get above 24,000. Bitcoin wasn't fighting nothing. There were a few traders trying to bully the price around, probably to make their options contracts expire in or out of the money. But you know what? There's no magical line. Okay. And so if Bitcoin's at 23,999, the difference between that and 24,000, it's $1. It doesn't mean that trillions of people get liquidated and everybody's blowing up and all this kind of crap. The only person who's worried about this is Michael Saylor, who, by the way, is no longer the president of his own company. He decided to step down. Yeah, right. I bet you decided, Mike D-Bag. I decided after leveraging my whole company on Bitcoin at 40K, I decided I would step down and let someone else. No, bro, it was that or hit the sticks. Anyway, I like how he decided. It's like when Bernie Madoff decided to go to jail. I've just decided to go to jail. Oh, really? After you stole $8 billion, you've decided to go to jail? That's good. Weird. There's no one else involved. So anyway, Bitcoin being at 24, 23, it makes not much of a difference to anyone. Technical, analysis people will look at it and be like, well, there's this big fight between the bears and the bull. Man, there's no bears and bulls war going on behind the scenes. Quit listening to all that stupid garbage. It's dumb. It's a perverse way to look at. It's not people battling over the $24,000 line in the sand. No one really cares unless you have extreme leverage. Now, if you have extreme leverage, a dollar could be $120. Remember, Eric, do you remember when Binance and there was another exchange, they were offering 120x leverage?
I don't remember that. And I missed it, I guess.
Like a year and a half ago.
Oof.
It was Binance. It might have been FTX. It was all of those douchebag exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I say that to be fair, the people at Binance are not stealing from you and the people at FTX are not stealing from you. No. The difference is the people at Binance want to push gambling behavior on you because they want you in the exchange like you're in a casino. But you know what? Casinos want you gambling too, and no one complains about them. They go in there and happily give their rent checks away. So I'm not hating on an exchange for being an exchange. But you have to realize that when you get sucked up into that environment, when you take your time, convert it into dollar units, take those dollar units, offer them up to an exchange, and you get caught up in this trading cyclone, realize that they've fleeced you. Now, you might come out on top, but they don't keep building casinos because they lose money on the aggregate. It's not like we lose a little on every deal, but we make it up in volume. Bro, they keep adding they keep painting over the dead bodies, right? That's what they do at a casino. So just understand, and this is why it's on you to not only make these investments as you see fit, but then summarily take your assets off the exchanges and put them in places where you can either earn some yield or in private wallets or in cold storage where no one can take your stuff because you have longer term vision. So there you go. Okay. Shark, I'm not going to do an ETH versus because there's not really an ETH versus. Ethereum's not competing with anyone. Ethereum's the front runner in the marketplace for NFTs. It is the front runner when the whole ICO thing happened, and it was the front runner in DeFi. Now, some other spammier, garbagier projects like Solana and stuff like that, they became big players in DeFi. Why? Because you had very poor auditing, very poor tech. It was kind of like a Wild West where anybody could come in and deploy anything. Eric, did you see the article that's floating around? It's pretty nasty. It's apparently most of the DeFi in Solana was these two creep brothers in Texas pretending to be tons and tons of developers. And they stacked all these DeFi platforms on top of each other so that every dollar of total value locked looked like $6.
Oh.
So apparently most of the entire DeFi that was built on Solana, where they talked about all these billions of dollars of of locked money, it was all smoke and vapor. It was all
overinflation, just fake.
Not inflation. The money wasn't even there.
Fake money.
It was fake money. They took a dollar and they put it in platform A. They put it on top of platform B, which was on top of platform C, D, E, F. They faked one developer faked being 14 different developers. So you thought there were all these developers and you thought there was all this money, but it was just one platform and another and another and another and another, all by the same dudes.
Ew.
Making Solana look like there was hundreds of billions of dollars in total value locked. Now, the best part is, who knew about this? All of the VCs. All of the original, you go do your research. Who was pushing Solana? Bankman Fried Chicken, FTX, Blockworks. Go look at the early dudes. Go look at all the early dudes in Solana. They knew or they ignored. These dudes these VCs, sometimes they did it because they were not smart enough to understand the complexity of the scamminess. But VCs are not out to do for you. VCs will step on your grandmother's throat to pick your wallet out of your pocket, right? They do not like you, and they're mostly stupid. Don't confuse VC for intellect. They're very rarely connected. So they're just very sketchy and they're very dangerous, and you have to be very careful. But on the other side of it, if you're very careful in crypto, you can make a lot of money because most people are not very careful. They don't care, and they just do whatever they can as fast as they can, and they follow green arrows up, and they're like, woo woo, we're rich today. Like the dude, Eric, there was a guy, remember when Dogecoin went up for no reason and it just kept going up?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
It was like a month period. So there was a guy, I guess it was an Uber or a Lyft driver. Nothing bad about that. But he was sitting on the corner, and I was like, do him a little daily walk, right? Do him a daily walk. I do a daily walk. Yeah. And I hear him in his car, in his just disgusting Subaru, which I would not have gotten into because it looks like you're definitely going to get inappropriately handled inside that vehicle, right? But he was like parked on the corner waiting for another fare or whatever. And he's on the phone. He's like, and I just hear him saying this to somebody because the window's down because he's not going to run the AC, right? He's like, yeah, man, I was going to sell at like 72 cents. I'm going to hold for $1. And I know exactly what he's talking about. He's one of these Dogecoin dudes.
Did you give him advice?
No, I walked by. I just
walked by and chuckled.
I just kept on. No, I just kept my head down. Yeah. I didn't want to kill the dream, man. That was like the weekend before the Elon Musk thing where the coin went depth charge. And people were like, oh yeah, because stupid Mimi BS is still stupid Mimi BS. Anyway, I regress all that because you have to be very careful when you're looking at news in the crypto space to see what's news and what isn't. Don't look at headlines and think that's news. You got to dig in. All right. So the only news, I thought this was funny, NEAR, which is up 16% on the day, which we love NEAR, right? What's the only news for NEAR today? Eric, do you want to guess what the news is for NEAR that's making it go straight up?
Twitter pump.
No, they said they got pilfered. They lost a bunch of email addresses. Like,
so it goes up.
There was a breach. Yeah. Because bad press, good press is the same. Just spell my name right? It's press. You people think, well, who cares? Who cares if NEAR breached some emails? That's like the least. We've already, listen, Google, Facebook, Yahoo. Is there even a Yahoo? Does Yahoo even exist? Can anyone answer that in the chat?
Yeah, no, it exists. It's got to be Yahoo and Yahoo
There's
Mail.
No Yahoo. Yahoo's like MySpace.
Dude, it's totally Yahoo still. It's got news. It's got
I bet it's ported
weather.
over. Does anybody use
purple
Yahoo?
Themed?
Does anyone use honestly, Greg, do you use Yahoo or are you just saying it exists?
It has a finance section too, Nick. We need to get Money Morning Live on the finance section.
Oh God, Yahoo and finance together.
Yeah.
Who could come up with a better partnership? Wah, wah. Did you know that search that you use through Yahoo is actually not powered by Yahoo? It's actually going through Microsoft.
Is that right?
They don't even do search anymore. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
anyway, okay. I digress. Okay. So NEAR loses some emails and it's up. Why? Just spell my name right. Well, NEAR is a quality project. And the thing is, all these other platforms have already given away all of our data. TikTok, Instagram, man, everyone knows what you do, when you do it, how you do it, what you like, what color you like, listen, all your little kind of secret proclivities, they know. We know everything.
It's true.
I'm one of them. I'm long AI. Okay, what else is interesting? Flow is up. Why? Well, okay, so Coinbase partners with BlackRock. Coinbase stock goes up. Kathy Woods and all those other ones like, eek. Okay, Flow. Why is Flow up 43%, 70% on the month? You're like, Flow hadn't done nothing. Flow is Dapper Labs. We talked, by the way, the heavyweights got this information in the beginning of the pump. Now we are in the pump. My guess is we continue to pump. Why? Well, Not only does Flow have a lot of cash flow, they are the ones, it's Dapper Labs. They're the ones behind NBA Top Shots, the NFL player thing, their version of Top Shot, the UFC ones. They're behind the new Fuocious drop. They are also partnered with Meta it's going to be Flow, Ethereum, and Matic that are going to be powering NFT transactions through Instagram in over 100 country rollout. Exposure to 2 billion people. Flow, Ethereum, and of course Ethereum. Ethereum's the stalwart. Ethereum was there since the beginning, right? So Ethereum's problems are their own whole, we'll do a whole show on that. We talk about that a lot in the heavyweights, the whole game theory of the merge, how to play the merge to make the most. Yep. Yeah. But because there's a whole thing, right? It's like a whole deep discussion. But Flow, very interesting. It is kind of a layer one in the NFT space, if you could say that exists, right? Other than just running NFTs on the other layer ones. Flow is almost specifically dedicated to non-fungible tokens and their distribution. All right. What else is interesting? Ravencoin is up. Why? Well, it's one of the tokens that is likely to be mined as miners from Ethereum leave because there's no more actual physical mining of Ethereum come the week of the 19th of September, unless they punt the merge, which I think they will, but that's neither here nor there. So to regress all of that, what does that mean? Well, a lot of those miners, some of them there's going to be a contentious hard fork, it looks like, and there's going to be a new coin created called ETHW. That's a whole other thing. I think proof of work is destined to mostly fail, or at least reduce. It's energy intensive. It's technology intensive, meaning you're relying on companies, a few companies that are selling you the equipment to mine to me, a truly fair mining system would operate off like phones, right? No one would be able to game the system. If you can game the system with expensive technology that not everyone has access to, then it seems like it's already not decentralized. It's already centralized to an extent. If two companies make all the tech and they make the tech in secret and then they sell you the older tech and they mine against you and they're part of the biggest mining pool, this is Bitcoin I'm explaining, by the way, then you might say that seems sketch. Yes, it's not so clear that, when you lift the skirt up, you don't always get what you thought. So just be very careful. So it looks like a lot of the Ethereum miners, people that are mining Ethereum, may transition either to the forked ETHW token, which no one knows how that's going to look, or if that's even going to last, or if it's going to implode, or if it's just a scam to get extra tokens, whatever. Or Ravencoin, Ergo, Flux, Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic's already banged up. Ethereum Classic is junk devs, junk everything. Stay away from it. Just stay away from it. Ravencoin, kind of a cool idea. It's a fork of Ethereum, right? With like way more tokens, smaller block times. I don't know. Look, cool people, Tron Black, Bruce Fenton, cool dudes, but not really good fiduciaries. Not the kind of people you want running a project. Again, really cool dudes, just not the kind of people you want like as the harbingers of decentralization and the future of economy. Okay, so, but Ravencoin, and it's also an animal, and we don't like animals. I mean, we like animals. We just don't like animal or food product tokens. So I think the way you would do it, if you wanted the basket of assets that might benefit, you would get, and this is a lottery ticket on top of lottery tickets, Ravencoin, Flux, and Ergo. However, of those three, what's the quality project? Ergo, ERG. That's a quality project that you can hold into perpetuity. I think you can hold this token and feel comfortable. So, and it's down 67% on the year. So you're getting a quality project that you can hold for a long time. So this is the safest of those three. So any pumps in the other ones, I'd probably skim. Okay. That's really about it as far as what's going on in the market. Not a lot. There's not a lot that's exciting that's really going on. Nothing changed last night to today. Should we get into some news?
Yes, we should. We're going to get into our crypto headlines right now, Nick. And
What?
we're going to start. Oh, yeah. We're going to start with this one. Brevin Howard scores largest crypto hedge fund launch ever. The longtime global macro hedge fund firm has raised more than $1 billion for its flagship crypto vehicle, according to 4 sources with knowledge in this matter.
Well, if it was 3 sources, I would be like 3 is a liar's number, so
Yeah.
I'm out.
Not
But
as
that
relevant.
The fourth source, I feel good with this.
Yes, I agree.
The inaugural fund's performance has held up quite well on a relative basis to the market. Sources said. Sources. Why do they keep saying sources? No, don't say sources. This is a Blockworks article. Okay, look, Blockworks said. So if there's lies, if this article is rife with lies and debauchery, it's Blockworks. Don't blame it on sources. Sources. Hey, Eric, I hate you. Sources said.
That's a little different, Nick, but and it's
not
also
me.
it's not
Sources.
true because I know
Sources.
I know you care about me, Nick.
Yeah, but sources say that I don't. Sources say that I hate you.
That shows you how much you can trust sources.
That's right. Well, maybe I do hate you, and you can trust sources.
You don't. I know you, Nick. This has been a long-term relationship.
Steve said the fourth sourceman. Well played. Steve, you just won the internet. Brevin's strong digital asset push reflects what is likely the most substantial foray into crypto for a traditional financial firm. So they haven't been super pro crypto. They weren't anti crypto, so to speak. They weren't like Michael Saylor, who just 3 years before he went waist deep in crypto, neck deep, eyeball deep, was saying that Bitcoin was a scam. Go and look. And then funny how 24 months later, he's telling everyone to mortgage their house when Bitcoin was 57,000. Also go and look. And you don't have to say sources said, Nick said, because Michael said. All right. Brevin Howard Asset Management has pulled off the largest crypto hedge fund launch ever. It's pretty good. Ever. The firm's flagship digital asset focused vehicle raised more than $1 billion from institutional investors, according to 4 sources with knowledge. With the vast majority of Lofty Hall timed with the fund's launch earlier this year. Look, if you were going to raise a bunch of money, put into crypto, this would be a great time because we are at a relative low. And my guess is that $1 billion is going to look like about 7 or 8 billion a year from now. And they're going to look like the kings. And they're going to look like, luckily, Brevin Howard is not those idiots from Three Arrows Capital, which, by the way, are still evading prosecution, on the run. You know who else is on the run? Did we talk about this, Eric? Justin's son. He's on the run from U.S. prosecutors.
Justin's son?
Yeah, Tron, the guy that forked Ethereum and even copy and pasted some of the Ethereum white paper into his white paper for Tron. Yeah. And then when he got busted, he goes, let's just get past this.
Yeah, move on. He's the one who just forked Luna, made a copy of Luna of UST. Remember the one that failed to 0? He made a copy called USDD, which I think it should be USD dummy. And they've been pouring tons of money in to protect the peg. Why? Because it doesn't work, right? It's a dummy. Anyway, I digress. He's on the run. It's kind of cool. There's a lot of people on the run right now. Do Kwon's on the run. He's avoiding prosecution. Alex Mashinsky, he's waiting for the prosecutors. The guys at Three Arrow, they're on the run. They won't even look on their legal Zoom calls. They don't even turn the camera on. They don't want anyone to figure out where they're at from their background. It's rough. Not even a silhouette.
No, they're like, people might be trying to get us. Yeah, dummy. You think $10 billion you lit on fire, you gambling creeps. Oof. Anyway, I digress to Brevin Howard. The fundraise by DH Digital, the unit that oversees Brevin's voluminous crypto trades, would rank among the upper echelons, even conventional hedge fund strategies. Wow. So these guys are, I guess if you start with $1 billion in crypto, you big, right? You're just immediately big. Well, think about all the other big hedge funds that got nuked. By digital asset standards, considering overall market capitalizations are far lower, it's an absolutely massive result. What's more, early performance has trounced the competition. Of course, they started now. Anybody that starts at the bottom is going to look like they're kicking butt to anybody that started in November is getting gutted. The commingled vehicle, Brevin Howard digital asset multi-strategy fund. Wow, that's a mouthful. Can anybody say that fast? Let's try it. Brevin Howard Digital Asset Multi-Strategy Fund. Brevin Howard Digital Asset Multi-Strategy. I can't do it. They lost a scant 4% to 5% from inception through the end of June, according to the source. Even as the 1-2 punch of the implosion of Terra and the insolvency of lenders such as Celsius and Voyager and blah, 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 blah. You just go down the list. They don't even list Three Arrows Capital. Their returns relative to the market are unbelievable. It's funny when you're down 5% and people are like, woo, you killed it. It's because of when they started, man. And only a complete cryptard would have been in Luna and UST and Celsius and Three Arrows. And so if you know anybody that was in those things, I want you to get them. I want you to hold their shoulders and slap them. Say, wake up, bro.
Thought we were going to shake them, but we're going with the slap, huh?
No, you don't shake. The only thing you can shake is a baby.
Oh, no, that is bad. You learn about that in the hospital. You can't shake the baby.
I thought you shake him to get him to be quiet.
No, that's not okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I guess
Public
I was
service
taught wrong.
announcement. Do not ever shake a baby.
So don't shake babies to make them be quiet.
Correct. Nick, I'm glad I could teach you things here today.
Can you shake girlfriends to make them be quiet? Nope, no answer. Weird.
I haven't had a girlfriend in a long time. I've been married for a long time.
Can you shake spouses to make them be quiet? Who can
no.
you shake? Who are you allowed to shake?
Shake? I mean,
could you shake a sheik? Could you shake a Saudi sheik?
You could.
No, because you'd end up at an embassy being disemboweled, cut into pieces, and put in a handbag.
You always put me in these weird situations, Nick.
Do you think they took that guy out of that embassy in like Louis Vuitton bags?
What? What are we putting in bags?
The guy in the embassy that they chopped into pieces.
Oh.
The journalist. Remember?
Into nice bags?
Ah, dang it. I got to move on. I got the pickle with the goo. Or the eggplant with the...
We should move on. Yeah, that's how you know. That's the trigger.
Anyway, just to be brief, Brevin Howard, they came in big. Even though they're losing money, they're not losing much. They're only down 5%. It sounds like no big deal, right? But that's $50 million. Eric, when's the last time you were down $50 million?
I wish I had that kind of an opportunity, but I've never been down that much.
I've had a down $1 million day.
Yeah, it was stolen from you, wasn't it?
No, I got like, well, what would it have been? 200 something stolen. I got stolen from in a SIM swap. No, yes, I had a down day in the market of a little over $1 million in one day.
Was that during your time here? During this recent drop?
Yeah.
Right?
That was sometime this year. I'd have to go back and see what day it was.
That feels bad, man. I know. You weren't selling that day, so you really didn't lose anything, right?
No, I don't even look at it that way. I look at what I can do when the market's bottom, because I found that from the market bottom to the market top, there's like a 25x.
Okay. Wow.
In the stuff that I buy. And so I go, okay, well, if I go, if I go from $1 million to 6 million to 2 million to 50 million, I'd still probably be okay.
Sounds like you would be. Looks like
if
Ryan.
I get to 100 million, I'm going to get in a cloud city. Bye.
That sounds nice.
Bye. I'll still do the broadcast, but I'm going to do it from a cloud city. You're going to see cloud background.
That would be a great background.
Instead of this alien, how do I do it? That alien and his wife. Oh, that's what that is, by the way. I did some research. It's really creepy. Anyway, let's go to the next story.
Sure. The next story is right here. Binance and Mastercard partner to launch card to users in Argentina.
So do you want to know the story about the artwork?
I guess we're going back to that. Yes, I want to know.
Why he's so sad?
Because they're not on the same painting together.
Well, maybe. He traded this artwork, it's 2 in a series, to his marriage counselor. His name is George Chiappos. Go look at his artwork. His artwork is dope. I'm not his sponsor or anything, whatever, but I'm just telling you, his artwork is really badass. It's all over the country. It's in a bunch of really cool like museums and casinos and stuff. It's at the Wynn. Some of his stuff is at the Wynn. Anyway, so he traded these paintings for like marriage counseling. The marriage failed, I guess. I shouldn't say it failed. I should say it didn't work with great aplomb. But the point is, it did not work. Chiappos, K-I-A-P-O-S, I think. George Chiappos, a real cool dude. Anyway, so the red-haired muse that you'll find in tons of his artwork, I think that's his wife.
Interesting. That's a cool story.
I bought these under a bridge.
You did. That's the best part of the story, that you bought them under a bridge.
And then I called his agent, because he's in LA. I called his agent to make sure they weren't stolen. If they were stolen, I was going to give them back. And I said, hey, I got these 2 paintings. And he goes, yes, they're real. And I was like, cool, man. Are they legit? He goes, and then he went on this whole thing. Screw my psychologist, marriage counselor. Jesus. I guess the guy, I don't know. That didn't end well either. So counseling was a fail. The marriage was a fail. The barter system was a fail. But you know what? I got me some badass art.
You did. And you're displaying it for everyone to see.
Woo woo.
So what's up with this article?
Let's talk about Binance. So crypto exchange Binance has partnered with Mastercard, which is kind of interesting to see Mastercard partnering with a major kind of crypto facility to launch cryptocurrency power card for customers in Argentina. By the way, Argentina is the country where their whole entire system basically buckles about every 6 years. You price it into their debt. Like everything that Argentina does is considered junk debt or wallpaper from the very beginning. You just assume there will be a total government insolvency about every 6-7 years. Just assume it. Anyway, so this is cool, but we'll see how far it goes. The card will be useful to spend digital assets in everyday purchases, a press release says, and reduce the gap between crypto and fiat payment rails. When it's easy for people to not only spend, but take and pass and move, we live in a society where we mostly think in terms of, like, I think in terms of 2 different kinds of money. And see, Eric, see if this makes sense to you.
Okay.
I think in terms of debit card money, which is money, real currency units, versus credit money you have to pay back at a later date. Currency you have to pay back. Do you think of it that way too?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that a debit card is just a link to your bank account. It's like writing a check, right? It's just a digital version of a check, where the a credit card is you're being lent the money and you need to pay it back. So it's definitely different.
Right. Now, yeah, other people's money, like Sub said. The problem with that, so we're already in a 2 currency existence. So the future would probably look like many currencies, and then your brain will just simplify that to other currencies and debit card. Well, this is a kind of debit card, right? This is a kind of, depending on how you classify, I believe that money is anything that extinguishes debt. Anything. I don't think you can even reduce it any further than that. If you have pieces of wood at your house and you can use and trade those to extinguish debt, then those wood pieces at that moment, that's money. Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah, right. So like and matter of fact, the Fed said as much. They said we can't really define money anymore. They said this like years ago. No one wants to listen. I don't know why no one wants to listen. I don't know why everybody thinks Greenspan was talking about the stock market. He wasn't. Go listen to the GD speech again. The irrational, exuberant speech was not about the stock market, you effing rubes. I'm not talking about anybody here because we're all smart enough to know that. But when you look at everybody thinks it was something different. God, the Fed has already said they don't do money, man. But we as humans, we do money all the time. Anytime you have something that you can trade to extinguish debt or to get currency units that can be used to extinguish debt, that's money. That's money. Anyway, so this is kind of cool. And I think that this is going to happen more and more. Coinbase Nexo has a card. A lot of these cards are only available outside the United States because you know how it is. But eventually this is going to get a lot easier. Matter of fact, I imagine bank cards of the future, you'll have debit US dollars, like a debit card, but you'll also have a debit card that can exercise swaps from a cryptocurrency custody account, right? You might see inside your account, oh, US dollars, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It'll look just like your crypto account. And then you'll just spend, you just select what asset you want to spend with. Why shouldn't you be able to do that? So I think that's coming in the future. Anyway, the Latin American country, Argentina. Don't lie to me, Argentina. Wait, you said it was something else, right, Eric?
Cry for me.
I won't cry for you.
I know.
I'll shake you. I'll shake you quiet. The Latin American country will be the first to see this product available on its territory. On its territory. That's a weird way to say it. That makes it sound like you're not going to leave that territory. At the time of writing, Binance claims the product is currently in beta. It will become widely available for all users in Argentina over the coming weeks. Good. I guess I don't know the DNA of the aggregate investor in Argentina. I know that they have some issues right now with inflation, like actual money printing kind of inflation, the real inflation, the always and everywhere, very clear phenomenon of currency debasement, right? Always and everywhere, a monetary phenomenon. That is inflation. And that is what Argentina has pretty much all the time. The card issued by Credential Payment it was released in a press release. Every user in the country will be available for the product as long as they have completed the KYC and AML and possess a national valid ID. So that's kind of cool. I mean, this is good. This still pushes adoption. And for that, I tell you, it's funny, CZ Binance, who's also evading prosecution in a bunch of places. He's not a bad guy. He's a creep. He's sleazy. We call him Sleazy CZ, but he's not a thief. He's just trying to win. I mean, you would say he's already won. He's uber billionaire. But he's like, if you're a billionaire, but you have to be careful where you fly over because you might get arrested and go to prison forever. I don't know if that's the kind of billionaire status I want. And that's the kind of game he's playing. And I think these are just the Wild West days of crypto. This is how you know you're early. He needs a good shake. We need to give CZ a good shake. What do you think, Eric?
I think this shake thing is funny. I like it.
All right. Should we go to the next one?
Yes, we should. Coinbase stock has ballooned nearly 60% in just 5 days. Crypto equities on the whole are outperforming, but the rally may not last. One digital asset fund manager told Blockworks. So that's the source. Okay. Only one source here.
Eric, we don't trust one source. Okay, Eric, wait. We need to do a call. We need to do a call. I'm going to be the universe, and you're going to be Kathy Woods, who sold at like $57 all of her Coinbase shares.
I'm nervous.
You're Kathy.
Hello, this is Kathy Wood.
Your voice is very low, Kathy. I'm going to be honest. I did not expect that. Are you taking those estrogen shots that I told you to take?
Just my voice, Nicholas Black.
You just have a rough kind of manly Kathy Woods voice. Is it rough because you just sold Coinbase stock at like $57 and you told the whole world, you kind of went out there and trumpeted it like, I'm going to tell you guys how smart I am. For those of you that forgot, just because my fund is down like 69,000%, but for those of you that thought that I've lost it, I'll show you. I still got it. I sold Coinbase at $57, but today it's at $108.
I do feel bad about that call.
Well, I'm the universe.
Hi.
And I bring you a message of pork chop. Because the universe is eating your lunch right now, Kathy. Bye.
I'm really bad at those things, Nick.
You think CNN's going to replay that call?
I would say
this just in, and then they'll have some analyst. Okay, Coinbase stock has gone way up. Why? BlackRock, man. BlackRock. Now, sure, one might say, isn't that the company run by the guy that scoundrel is literally his last name? Want to guess? Listen, do you know who the CEO? Do you know what the CEO's name is of BlackRock? They have like $9 trillion under management, by the way.
BlackRock.
What his name is? So good. Fink.
John, Think?
Larry Fink.
Oh, Fink. I did know that. I've heard that somewhere.
Oh, this is the same guy that convinced the U.S. government during COVID to give him money. They took the money. They were in charge of this special purpose vehicle. They went out and bought their own junk bond fund. I'm not kidding.
Bad practice.
We gave them government money to go buy their own junk bond fund. Blech, blech. Anyway, however, if you can't beat them, you can't shake Larry Fink. You shake him at 3 a.m., diamonds probably fall out. I don't know. Anyway, the crypto exchange Coinbase, their stock has outperformed both the broader stock market and the rival digital asset focused firms. The rally comes after the exchanges sell off amid ongoing SEC. Well, these SEC woes are not woes. The SEC is going to they're going to get shaked. You know what? The judicial system is going to grab Gary Gensler and go, Gary, you're out over your skis, Gary. We'll have that call next week. Anyway, Coinbase rallied 16% Monday through Thursday's trading session, bringing the stock's 5-day gains to nearly 60%. Kathy. And leaving the bulk of crypto-related equities and big tech stocks in the dust, including everything Kathy. Bitcoin friendly, and I'm not picking on her. She's incredibly intelligent, but to be really good in this business, it takes more than just being a visionary. I'm a visionary. Okay, cool. But do you have anybody that does math at your firm? Nope, because I'm a visionary. Good. Yes. Eric, what's a visionary? Do we even know what a visionary is?
Someone with vision. No? Let me ask the Google.
What is a visionary? Does anybody really know what a visionary is? Or is it just this nebulous term that just floats around where there's no way to pin them? There's no real target. It's this very gooey, emergent, kind of vacuous shape.
Well, the noun version is
Nancy Pelosi is a visionary.
Here, a person with original ideas about the future. What they could be like.
Ooh.
That's exactly what I said.
That's nothing. That doesn't even make any sense. That's not a thing. What are you? I'm a vaporous shape. What? I'm an emergent goo. I am a semi-permeable membrane. Well, then you're not a membrane. Bitcoin friendly business intelligence firm MicroStrategy and crypto financial services firm Galaxy Digital have locked in gains of 15 and 14% over the last 5 trading days. First of all, Galaxy's run by Mike Novogratz, who thinks he's Tony Stark, and the guy's a D-bag. He had the Luna tattoo on his arm.
Love that.
He's the guy who tattooed Luna on his arm. He conned so many people into going after that platform and investing in Luna and UST, and then all the money went away, and somehow he started selling a month before that it all crashed. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird how Novogratz I guess he just had a gut feeling, right? Even though he tattooed Luna on his arm, he just had a gut feeling that it was time to sell before everyone else sold. But it was probably just someone probably shook him.
Intuition.
And said Luna sucks. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's too visionary. And he was like, oh, I got to sell. You're like, what do you want to do with that tattoo? Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that removed before I go to prison. Anyway, so the fact that MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, and Galaxy have locked in gains doesn't really make me feel so good. But tech-heavy NASDAQ, meanwhile, gained a scant 1% over the same period. Coinbase ranked 3rd on Fidelity's top buys and sells rundown by Coinbase partnered with BlackRock. BlackRock is not nothing. BlackRock is huge. I think mostly this has to do with BlackRock, and a lot of news people seem to agree. BlackRock is a big deal. Matter of fact, it's the biggest deal. There is no bigger pure asset manager. Now there's BNY Mellon has like 51 trillion in total kind of asset exposure and everything else, but that's not all under management. I mean, I guess indirectly it is, but that's not invested funds, right? Those are assets. BlackRock moves money around. BlackRock is a kingmaker. BlackRock has their dirty little tendrils everywhere. And if BlackRock gives you the stamp of approval, and by the way, rolling out with Bitcoin exposure. So people in their kind of super secret Aladdin thing, it's called Aladdin, will be able to get exposure to Bitcoin first, and they'll roll out other assets. So instead of a Coinbase effect, it looks like there'll be a Coinbase BlackRock effect, right? And this is going through Coinbase Prime, by the way, which is their kind of more astute, institutional, educated side of the business, right? Where the smart people go. That's right. Where Nancy Pelosi would have her secret money. That's not even so secret because she's just right out there in the open because she can't go to jail because no one goes to jail for committing the biggest fraud in history. She made $100 million in like a decade, and no one thinks that's a problem except me, I guess. I guess I'm the only person. If you shook Nancy Pelosi, what would come out? Insider stock trading tips, like just little pieces of rolled up paper that she's supposed to light on fire or eat. Okay. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I think this is a big deal. That's really all there is to say about that. We've been saying for a while, if you melted down Coinbase, you got about $150 billion. About $150 a share. 150 billion. That'd be great. $150 a share. Right. And when it was in the 50s, I was like, man, if it got down in the 30s, I would open up an E-Trade account for that. Damn. It didn't. It just went poof. But you did really good if you've been buying based on melt value. You can melt these companies down. You can figure out what they're worth. And I think I said it yesterday. Me and Tobias were having lunch over in a real cool restaurant, Elefante in Santa Monica. Although the chicken was a little bit overcooked, if I'm being honest with myself.
That's not good.
I'd like to shake that chef. Like shake him, and then the good chicken. I'm like, you had the good chicken in your pocket, chef, Elefante chef. But everything else was good. The water tasted like butter. Anyway, we were talking about this. He's like a money guy. Like Tobias is a beast, and he's like, if you take that company and just sell all the assets, you got like $150 a share. I'm like, yeah, I know, which is why that thing should never be below $150 a share. He's like, I think it's good that they fired all those people. I was like, I think it's bad that they ever hired all those people, but I think it's even better. See what happens when you shake Coinbase? 1,100 people fall out.
That's like the theme of the show here today. Hey, by the way, Nick, a couple of people have been asking in the chat right here about our Discord. Now, Discord is a place for multiple different services and talents here at Money Morning Live, Nick included. So there is an AICI section, which are for anyone that wants to know about what you do with crypto. And there is the heavyweight section for people that are heavyweight members. The link is actually pinned right now. Ryan put the link into the chat about a half hour ago. We have it pinned up there. So you just click on that link. It's a chat app type thing that it's awesome, by the way. Everyone should be on Discord if you're not already. And
squishy. Did it work?
I looked the wrong way.
No, I was trying to squish your head. You remember Kids in the Hall?
Yeah.
I'm squishing your head. And then the other guy was like, no. And then they had this war.
No. Never had those wars, actually.
Oh.
But Nick is also on the Discord where you could get more of his shenanigans. I thought
people were asking about our discourse.
No. Do you want to get into some questions from the community?
Let's get into some questions.
All right. So community question and answer. We have this one right here to start us out from Moving Stick Ethereum. It's Harry Bestseller. Nick, can I move?
Bestseller.
Can I move? It's really hard for me to stay on track with you, Nick. You're supposed to be the focused one here. Nick, can I move Staked Ethereum from Coinbase to KuCoin?
Yes. You can move Ethereum to a MetaMask wallet. You can use any ERC20 compliant wallet or to KuCoin. You can move most any asset to most any other exchange. An easy way to find out: open up the other exchange. Like for instance, you want to go to KuCoin. Go to KuCoin. And make sure that that currency appears there at the exchange and look at what pairs it exists in. And then you can click on deposit and it will produce you a deposit address. That's the address you use to send to from the first exchange. Bam.
Wow. That was a great, quick answer there, Nick.
Holla.
Staking AGIX, cruising on crypto.
Crushing your head.
I know.
Your head.
That was really distracting.
Squish, squish.
Looks like we have maybe a heavyweight here because they did use the boxing glove question.
Heavyweight.
You mentioned yesterday about staking AJIX and still participating in the airdrops, which actually I just checked mine about 2 minutes ago. Should I stake my AJIX if I do not qualify for the fourth drop of the year?
Okay, so you don't have to stake to qualify. If you have your AGIX in a MetaMask wallet, that does qualify you. All you would have to go do is register. This is the way they do it. You don't have to stake your tokens anywhere in order to be, if you own AGIX tokens in a private wallet, not on KuCoin, not on Gate, not anywhere else. If you own, like hold them in a MetaMask wallet, or you have them staked directly with SingularityNet, you qualify. That is it. Then you just go to the respective website and register. You have a registration process where you register. It looks at your wallet. It makes sure that that equals the same number of tokens during the snapshot process. You would qualify. Once you've registered, you just wait, and then you can go claim those tokens. That's it. Now, I am staking my AGIX. You don't get paid much, but AGIX staking via Cardano is coming like weeks away. So you can either stake at AGIX at SingularityNet, or you can leave it in your MetaMask wallet. Next question, boss.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Wait. Don't read it yet. Let me shake a question out of you. Ready?
Okay. Yes. Got one. What will happen to cryptos if quantum computing becomes a reality from Jaded Jen, or not so?
Well, the developers in the crypto space are also developing with the understanding that quantum computing is coming. They're not just ignoring it. And matter of fact, a lot of the quantum computing kind of math is coming from game theoreticians, the same game theoreticians that are working in the crypto space. Most of the smartest people in the world are in the crypto space, as far as computer scientists, engineers, developers, what have you. So they are factoring this in. It's not like they're waiting. They're like, well, we hope we don't get beat by quantum computers. They're at like 3 qubits right now. So we're not there yet. But quantum resistance will develop as quantum computing develops. And AI is going to solve a lot of that for us. So I would not stress about it.
You do like the AI, don't you?
Best believe.
All right. We have a question about Grayscale versus FTC. Opinion of Grace. Yeah.
You know what?
There we go.
I think we answered this question yesterday. I'm almost certain we did, but it wasn't. They're not going to. Grayscale's not going against the FTC. They're going against the SEC and They're just saying that they're improperly applying. It's an improper application of. Basically, let me reduce it even further. The SEC is okay with the rule change that allowed a cash settled ETF. And they're okay with all of the complexities of Bitcoin and the pricing misinformation and the potential scams and skullduggery, but they're not okay with the exact same product being settled in Bitcoin, which would require both sides or one or the other side to hold Bitcoin. So for some reason, the SEC is okay with a proxy asset. Like there's no manipulation if they're holding cash and gambling on the price. There's only manipulation when they actually have the asset. What? Gary, there's manipulation both ways. The SEC is correct that there is manipulation. You know what? Every time a buyer and seller get together, they manipulate the price a little bit. The more you have to buy and the more you have to sell, the more you manipulate the price. If you extend that to the stupid and you have all the things, the units, then you completely manipulate the price. If you have none of the units, you don't at all manipulate the price. That's common bloody sense. So their argument is dumb. Either there should be no ETFs or there should be cash and Bitcoin settled ETFs. So the one or the other thing is where the coin is where Grayscale is saying, hey man, however, if you start digging into the legal argument, Grayscale's argument might not be the best way to fight that. I don't know if, and this could go on for years. Matter of fact, it will likely go on for longer than it will take for a couple of rule changes and regulatory changes to go into effect which would make the case moot. So I don't expect that will even come to fruition. My guess is that case, that whole situation falls off with some new wording, some new regulation, something like that.
Cool. Thank you, Nick. I have one more question I just grabbed from the chat, and then we'll talk a little bit about heavyweights. This is from Tom. Can you transfer US dollars from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase, or do you need to buy crypto with that money before you can transfer?
When you do a deposit or a withdrawal, so when you go, if you're on Coinbase Pro and there's any currency units on there, you can just transfer them. You do withdraw, and when you click withdraw, it's going to give you a choice of crypto address or Coinbase, like the regular Coinbase. Just click Coinbase. There's no fees. You can transfer money straight across.
Well, that's pretty simple.
It is simple.
Thank you.
It's so simple. I did that. You know what? I did it yesterday. No, sorry. I did it the day before yesterday because I was moving some Algorand that I bought on Coinbase Pro to Coinbase because that was the easiest way to stake it. And they pay like 5.75%. And I like Algorand. It's cheap. It's unloved. I like it. I don't love it. I like it. I'm in like with it. We're dating. I don't want to kiss Algorand in front of other people. I don't want to, I want people to think, well, maybe they're just friends. You know?
It's that kind of relationship.
It's like dating someone, let's be honest, they're ugly.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you're like, well, they're super cool though. They're so cool. That's when you know, like someone's trying to set you up on a blind date. They're like, man, I want you to go out with so-and-so. You're like, okay, tell me, what do they look like? Like, well, man, they're so cool. That's not what I asked. I asked what they look like. Like, no, man, but so funny. Oh, just a great sense of humor. Ah, crap.
That's not
great
shallow
sense
at
of
all.
humor means heavy. Heavy.
All different people need love. Nick.
Wait, why is that shallow? I'm looking to propagate my DNA. I'm looking to put forth the best offspring that have the greatest chance for success so that humanity can move forward as a species and eventually colonize other planets.
Right.
You think I'm going to do that with a 400-pound child?
Wouldn't smart be more driven?
That
more
kid
than
would cost $1 billion just to put up into space. You know how much it costs per pound? You can't have fat kids, man.
Hey,
it costs too much.
I'm
trying to colonize Mars, bro.
We want healthy offspring, intelligent offspring with questions, lots of questions. And if they're cute, it's a benefit.
I want little superstar ruffian superheroes, like Thor, but a little bit shorter. Shorter Thors, like
with the short hair or with the long hair.
Short hair.
Yeah,
the
I
long
agree.
hair is crazy.
All right, so digital heavyweights, Nick.
Not dwarfs, Neil. We can't call them dwarfs.
No, they're little people.
No. You can't. No. The term is bridge troll.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell paintings.
That's the PC term. Bridge troll.
You hear the pop? Even my punch book.
So, ooh, that one's a cool one.
Yeah, it's not loud enough. I got to work on that. But yeah, that works for heavyweights, doesn't it?
Well, I guess in 6 weeks when we see you again.
Listen, I moved, man. So it took a lot.
Oh, really? Is this a new studio?
Yeah, it's in the works.
I've been going. Is this the new house?
Yeah, should I do a house tour?
Yeah,
I should. This is the new house. My view is amazing. I used to have no view.
Wait a minute. You said I should, and then you're not going to do it?
I don't know that I want everyone knowing the layout of my house, and everyone. I actually mean you, Nick. I don't know if I want you to know the exact layout of my home, because then you can find out the address.
If I want to ninja my way into your house, I'll do it.
I'm a little concerned about that. So
I'm pretty sure that where you live, I could pay $18 to the contractor and get all the blueprints.
You probably could.
There is a weakest link in there, buddy.
There always is, but I'm not going to go.
You know what I'll do with the contractor? You know what I'll do with him?
By mistake?
I'll shake him.
Shake him. Yeah, of course. Oh, I like the shaking thing. We need to make something out of that. But digital heavyweights, you hang out in there multiple times per week, and you go over things that you don't go over here in the main room. You go more in depth, and you have membership available for that. Again, along with that comes the Discord with that private room. And Also, along with that, you don't only just get you, Nick, but it's a room that's always open for the community to chat. So when they notice something's going on in crypto, they can chat back and forth and kind of give one another tips along the way. So
yeah, also the other thing about the heavyweights is that I can say to do stuff, which I can't really do because legal stuff,
yes.
right? There are rules. However, on the other side of the fence in the heavyweights, those rules, everybody's indemnified. So I can say, do this, I'm going to do this. I also tell everybody any trade I'm going to make at least 10 hours or more before I make it so that you can then do that thing that I did before I do it.
Do it.
Matter of fact, you can sell into my face. I can be your exit liquidity if you time it right. If it's something that's really moving and I say, man, I'm going to get it. And then it's like 10 hours later and you already got it, then you can sell it back to me. And I buy it and you win. And I hope I win. So I'm a long-term investor. And on that note, I think we have like 580 people in there of 1,000.
Of 1,000? What do you mean of 1,000? What does that mean?
At 1,000, the price go up. We're doubling it.
To the moon.
No, we're doubling it. No, we're doubling it.
So get in there now. Don't wait.
It'll still be a good deal. It'll still be a good deal. If you look at what I charge my corporate clients, which is a lot.
And if you're making people money, I
don't feel bad about it. People are like, bro, cut me a discount. I'm like, I'll give you a discount. Get over here. Get close enough for this punch.
Or
in your eye.
Shake.
Yeah, that's right. Shake.
Yeah.
We don't punch babies anymore. We shake them.
No. See you, Nick.
You can't just go to the river and drown them like you used to be able to. There's laws now.
What happened to this show?
We will see you next week. Don't do anything, my poor insolvent drunk, strung out on meth grandmother, or Eric, or Ryan, or Brandon, or Brick, or Briaric, all three, or Amin, or any of them, those wouldn't do, which is very little. Pew pew.